Oh, thank you so much for being here. Oh man. Well, last week I was babysitting for my nephew who's 5. And his parents were gone. He's a little, I guess the word is rambunctious. And he came, he got himself a glass of water with crushed ice, came outside, and went, blah, blah, and poured the water all over his face, and just laughing. And, you know, we're outside, it's a warm day, and so, you know, I'm Uncle John. It's not like I have to be too strict. And so then he goes, I'm gonna change my clothes. I'm all wet. So he goes inside and comes out wearing his swimsuit and his swim shirt that he wears so he doesn't get sunburned. Gets another glass of water and goes, blah! He's just laughing and busting. He's like out of control laughing, just falling down laughing. He gets more water, takes it outside, does it again. And he's in control enough that he knows he needs to come outside and not make a mess. But other than that, he is just letting it go, following joy, so present, just water everywhere, spit, snot's coming out of his nose, he just and I can't stop laughing. I'm just thinking, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And when my brother came home, I was talking to him, and my brother and his nephew Caleb, last week was his first day at preschool. It was his first day at kindergarten. And my brother was really, really struggling with this because he knows that he's really on the cusp of losing this innocence, losing that perspective that is free from judgment, free of caring what other people think, free from that, taking a bite of that apple of knowledge, of judgment. Pretty soon there's going to be kids teasing him. There's going to be kids thinking, oh, you're not wearing the cool clothes. And I think about how the chains of wanting to fit in and be cool started to wrap around me as I got older and older and older and older. And then I think about why this place is so magical. I think it has a lot to do with that, about how we as a group have decided, let's help each other take off those shackles of judgment, those shackles of caring what people think. Now, I've been going here for 14 years, and I still feel like I am a light year away from little Caleb. But it's that path, and it is that incredibly precious gift to give to one another of support. I love the idea of radical inclusion here, because it isn't saying that you have to appreciate and like all the art here, or you have to appreciate and want to be in everything, or even watch. But it means that, you know, I may not want to help you or do anything, but I'll hold your coat while you do it. And that is such a liberating feeling. You know, I think that the most poison word in the English language is pfft. You know, how quickly do we have that experience? I can remember growing up so many times where I say something, or, you know, something comes up and someone goes, and immediately I'm like, whoom, don't want to go outside the line. Don't want to be the flower that grows above that gets chopped off. You know, just want to, okay, sorry, that was terrifying. I still feel it constantly, and I feel like I've done so much work, and still it is terrifying to feel that judgment. And so I think that the process of growing and becoming more in alignment with truth, becoming more into that space that Caleb's in. I think that's why we find kids to be so inspiring and so magical and so uplifting, is because we can see that they are, it's this unbound connection to that divine flow and alignment with Source. Is there anything more magical than a kid laughing? I mean, when I'm giving him a piggyback ride, and I smash myself into a wall, he laughs uncontrollably, and I will keep doing it because that laugh is like crack. I'm like, yeah, Uncle John's getting bruised. Oh, smash, smash, okay. But as we grow and it's a challenge. And I think we start to realize that it's this socialized ego rules of what we are supposed to be starts to totally drown out that voice that's inside of what we are. And we start to more and more, as the makes us turn down the volume on our inner song, and the media, our education, our well-meaning parents start to turn up the volume on the white picket fence dreams that we're supposed to look towards being happy, we don't even remember that that's not coming from inside. That's a story that's been layered on top of us. And so as we come here and hopefully try to bring this mentality and this support and find this kind of community into our world, what we're doing is trying to be disciplined as we feel those goals and drives, we start to say, okay, is that something that was layered on top of me? Or is that something that is coming from inside? And usually, for the longest time, it's just a matter of saying, I think this is layered on time, try to shed it. It's layered on top, try to shed it. And then that voice inside gets a little bit, you can hear it a little bit better. You can hear it a little bit better. And then when you come here, and there's 50,000 people whose inner song is blasting, it amplifies our own. And this really magical thing happens where, have you ever been in a car with like the windows down and everyone's talking, and the songs on the radio that you don't know, you barely even hear that it's music. But if it's a song that you know, you can kind of pick it out, you can hear it amongst all the loudness and stuff. And that's what happens here. Once you're here, and you hear that song and you go, oh my gosh, I am creative, I am an artist. I do have a song inside me that tells me to be open, be loving, serve, gift. Then when we get out into that loud default world, it's like being in that car with the windows down. You go, oh, I can still hear it. I can still hear it. And then you practice and you go, wait a minute. I'm starting to learn all right, no more television for me. Turning up the window. All right, no more hanging out with those people. I'm going to roll up that window. And pretty soon, that song, you realize it's louder and louder and louder and louder. And what I believe is that as it gets louder in you, what you realize is what it is saying is, I want to be of service. I want to be a vessel of joy and to bring light to everyone. And then those old stories that were layered upon you that were telling you, oh man, you are going to be so stoked when you get the Harley 5000. It's like, no, that's not what I want. What I want is for someone to, after my interaction, look me in the eye and go, thank you. And then you realize all I want resources for is so that I can have more opportunities to bring light, to bring light, to bring light. And then it's not a matter of even, what do I need to do? What is my mind, conscious brain that after these decades of life experience, what am I gonna do? It's like, no, I just need to surrender, be of service, and this song will tell me exactly what I need to do. Be kind, be compassionate, bring light when you can. I was for many years accused of being a narcissist. I know. Sounds crazy. When you call your website cockybastard.com, it makes people talk. But part of that was because I believe that self-love is important. But our culture will call you a cocky bastard and try to discourage you from saying, oh, what a miracle I am in the world. But if you can't acknowledge that, how can you see that? I mean, you have far more knowledge of self than you have of anyone else. And if you can't learn that you are a miracle, how can you have faith that everyone else is? And it is through that recognition, oh, when I shed this all away, all that's left is miracle. And then I know deep down when I look in everyone's eyes, well, the ones that don't have sunglasses on, I understand that. It's like, and then that word, namaste, means so much. That word, I see the divine in you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reflecting that. Thank you for reminding me. And then from that place, the idea of having a conscious plan, of obstacles, of achievement, of acquiring becomes ridiculous. And it just becomes a matter of surrendering to the flow, listening to when that song starts to pull you in a direction, and then paddling that direction. And then you'll meet the right people. We will be drawn together in a moment like right now. Could everyone for a second take off their sunglasses and just look to someone and look them in the eye? Say, thank you for reminding me who I am. All right, let's have a hug. Stand up. You can put your glasses back on. It's windy, I get it. All right. Grab yourselves by the shoulders. Also know there are people who did not make it today that are doing this at their computers at home. This is a moment of intention. So as you squeeze your shoulders, imagine that these are not just your arms, but the arms of everyone here, everyone on the playa, everyone that you have crossed paths with in the last week. And then every person that those people love. And then that those people love. And then that those people love, until we are embraced in 6 degrees of non-separation. And then feel that those arms grabbing you are not your own arms, but are all those other arms. This body we're grabbing is just a shell. But it's not our only shell. Beneath that shell is our personality shell, our roles, our titles, Mets fan, Republican, burner. But beneath that is what we really are, which is expressions of the divine, flames of love of one giant fire, cells in a massive organism of love. So for just 1 second, let's just take a breath and feel connected to all the other brothers and sisters on the planet. One more breath. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all the Love Warriors, happy Hug Nation. I love you. Namaste. Thank you. Now, everyone hug at least 3 people here.